Thank you, everyone, for joining me for another episode of Faithful Friday. What a time to be alive and well. If you're here to see this message, then guess what? You made it. God is so good. This was just a phenomenal week. Just all of the things that we were able to get through that maybe when the week started off, we just didn't know how some things were going to come together. But God got us through and we're here to see it. It's the disconnect for most. So if you're in the Midwest this weekend, we are expecting a pretty calm weekend. Some great weather at that. Definitely not like last weekend where it felt like an oven to be outside. I know I was outside quite a bit on last weekend, and last Saturday, obviously there must have been something going on with the quality of the air because I ended up with a pounding headache that I just couldn't shake. I literally had to just lay it down, get some rest, and start all over again on Sunday. This week for me was just all about fresh starts and thinking outside of the box and stop worrying about others and learning to mind my business. I used to hate hearing that when I was younger. Mind your business. But I'm getting to the space and place in my life where I love to just mind my business. I had to learn not to get discouraged in the processes that God is taking me through because I know there's a lot of shifts that are taking place in my life, a lot of changes, a lot of areas that I'm being challenged in. And I just thank God that I have not gotten discouraged with change because change is going to come. Change is actually inevitable. It's going to happen whether you like it or not. You know, I'm learning to give God everything from my worries to my fears to my disappointments, those things that didn't work out, things that I stress about, just things that I can't control. Because there's going to be some things in our life that we just can't control. I'm learning to just cut through some of the noise because there's so much going on. Every time you turn around, there's something else going on. And I try not to get involved in things because I want to, again, mind my business. One of the things that I was reminded on this week is that dreams don't have deadlines. Many of us get discouraged because there's things in our life that we've wanted to accomplish and we haven't accomplished yet. But just remember that as you're continuing to go after some of those things that you promised yourself that you would do, don't dare think that it's too late because dreams don't have deadlines. As long as you have breath in your body and you have activity in your limbs and your mind still works, guess what? You can accomplish that dream. You can get through those things. You can make it to that finish line that you have designated for yourself. And just know you don't have to look like what you're going through. Many of us are going through some things. We just don't look like what we're going through. And you got to remember, you got to go through something to get to something. You're going to have to go through some things. And we have to learn to walk through those things that we've been through. That's what makes us stronger. Those challenges, those mountains that we've had to cross, that is what's building up the momentum in us to accomplish and achieve some of those dreams that we do have. We have to keep trusting God's faithfulness. And not just when times are good. We have to trust his faithfulness even when times are bad. We have to, really position our mind to remember that if God said he's going to do it, he's going to do it. And it may not look like it. I may not have the resources. I may not have the connections. But if God said he's going to do it, I trust that he's going to do it. We may not know what tomorrow holds, but guess what? We do know the God that holds all of our tomorrows. So rest in that. This week, after listening to Pastor Mike, it was just all about learning to make up your mind. And the series is called Standing on Business, because we're at war. And it's not a physical war. It's a war for our mind. I say that all the time when I'm just talking to people. If the enemy can get in our head, he can control everything else. He's not worried about our stuff. He's not worried about taking anything from us. He wants to get in your mind. He wants to take possession of your mind so that he can control everything else that's going on with you. Everything that we do begins with the thought, and that's why we have to keep our mind in a positive space. That's why we have to make sure that we surround ourselves by around positive people. You cannot afford to be around people that think negatively. that see the worst in everything, that has always got an excuse for something as to why something's not working out. You got to stay away from those type of people, those type of places, those type of thoughts. You've got to stay away from it. We have to learn to be still. We have to settle our mind, and we have to learn to rest when needed. I'm learning. Again, I told y'all last Saturday I was out, pounding headache. I was still trying to go, but that headache sat me down, and I knew at that point in my life I needed to get some rest. It was just over. Whatever additional plans I had, they were done, and that was that. We have to let go of worry and strife and contention, and even worrying about other people. Because we talked about that last week, social media, how we're paying attention to other people's reels and highlights and everything they've got going on, thinking we're behind because we're not accomplishing some of the things that we see. Forget all that. Settle your mind. Let go of worrying about things you can't control. Let go of strife. If you got beef with somebody, if you're at odds with somebody, let it go. Life is too short. Learn to live in the now. Let that mess go. Because none of us are going to live forever. And the last thing is you want to be going out of here is on a bad note. There are things that we can do something about. So guess what? Do that. There are also some things that are just beyond our control. So we must release in faith, knowing that we have the wisdom and ability to do all that's been set before us. That's why one of my main prayers is, Lord, help me to be efficient, even in those areas that I don't understand, those areas that I don't have resources, those areas that I'm building connections. Help me to be efficient in that and to trust you, to be faithful, to send what I need. Again, we have to stop worrying about tomorrow because tomorrow has enough trouble of its own. Learn to thank God for the gift of today. Every day that you wake up, thank God for today, that you're here, that you have been purposed to see it. And ask him to allow you to accomplish the purpose and plans of that day instead of trying to accomplish purpose and plans of days and years and months from now. We all get in trouble trying to carry today's stress with tomorrow's worry, and that's when it becomes too much to bear. We got 1,000 things on our brain, and we can't even function and enjoy this moment. We become so stressful and fearful and full of anxiety, because anxiety is just the ability to worry about any and everything all the time, and that's where we miss the grace and the goodness of this day. Learn to enjoy this day. I didn't want to be on here long this week. Again, it was a good week. It was a week full of lessons, blessings, miracles, signs, and wonders. But for all of it, I am grateful. And I hope that you have had a great week too. If you're looking for the guys, we will be at Garfield Park Farmers Market tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And that's all we're doing. We're going to rest after that. And we're fine with that. We're going to get out and enjoy ourselves this weekend and do some fun stuff and just go support some other businesses because it's not all about us. Sometimes we like to get out and support others as well. So again, if you're looking for us, you can catch us at the Garfield Park Farmers Market tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And if you also are looking to get sauce and you can't get to us, remember, you can go to Neiman Harvest Market. They carry the sauces as well. Check out Guys Cooking Creation. I posted all of the information there. But again, it's the disconnect for most. Do some things this weekend that your future self will thank you for, even if it's just getting some rest, because that's okay too. Make sure if you're out, that you're letting your light shine. Why? Because your transparency is leading to so many others being transformed. Yeah. This has been your girl 7, and you know the drill. I will see you soon.